Deep in the heart of Sundarpur, a small village cradled by golden wheat fields and a shimmering river, lived a young woman named Lila. Her little bakery was the soul of the village, where the sweet aroma of fresh bread and warm cookies floated through the air every morning. Lila was known for her bright smile and her tireless work. She woke before dawn, kneading dough with care and baking loaves that made mouths water. But when it came to helping others, Lila always hesitated. "I have my own dreams to chase," she'd say gently. "If I give too much, what will be left for me?" Every day, the bakery buzzed with life. Farmers stopped by for a quick loaf, children giggled as they peeked at the cookie jars, and elderly neighbors shuffled in, hoping for a kind gesture. Lila served everyone with a smile, but if someone asked for a free bun or a delivery to their home, she'd politely shake her head. "I'm sorry," she'd say. "I need to keep my shop running." The villagers loved her bread, but they secretly wished Lila would share more than just her baking. One stormy evening, as dark clouds rolled over Sundarpur and rain pounded the earth, a young boy named Arjun burst through the bakery door. His clothes were soaked, his shoes muddy, and his eyes wide with worry. "Lila, please," he begged, his voice shaking. "My little sister, Meena, is sick. She hasn't eaten all day, and Ma can't leave her side. Can you spare just one loaf of bread? We have no money today." Lila froze. She glanced at her counter. Only 3 loaves remained, and selling them would pay for tomorrow's flour and sugar. Her mind raced, but Arjun's pleading eyes tugged at her heart. Something inside her stirred, like a spark in the darkness. Without a word, Lila wrapped a warm, crusty loaf in a clean cloth. Then she reached into her own lunch basket and added 2 golden cookies, still warm from the oven. "For Meena," she said softly, handing the bundle to Arjun. His face broke into a grin, brighter than the sun after a storm. "Thank you, Lila. You're the kindest person in the world," he shouted, hugging the bread close as he ran back into the rain. The next morning, the village seemed different. As Lila opened her bakery, Arjun's mother, a weaver named Sita, arrived with a gift. In her hands was a stunning shawl, woven with threads of blue, gold, and crimson, shimmering like the river at dawn. "This is for you," Sita said, her voice warm. "You fed my children when we had nothing. This is my way of saying thank you." Lila tried to protest, but Sita placed the shawl in her hands. "Kindness deserves kindness," she said with a smile. Word of Lila's generosity spread faster than the river's current. By noon, a farmer named Raju arrived with a basket overflowing with fresh tomatoes, cucumbers, and herbs from his fields. "I heard what you did for Arjun," he said. "Take these for your bakery." Lila's eyes widened. She'd never seen such vibrant vegetables. Before she could thank him, a group of children ran up, brooms in hand, and began sweeping the bakery's doorstep. "We want to help you like you helped Arjun," they chirped, their laughter filling the air. That evening, the village storyteller, Old Kabir, sat by the river and shared Lila's story with a crowd. "Our baker, Leela, gave from her heart," he said, his voice carrying over the water, "and her kindness is lighting up Sundarpur." Travelers passing through the village heard the tale and stopped by the bakery, curious to meet the woman with the generous heart. They bought bread, cookies, and even left tips, something rare in Sundarpur. Leela's shelves were never empty now. Villagers brought her sacks of flour, jars of honey, and even fresh milk from their cows, all to keep her bakery thriving. One quiet afternoon, as Lila cleaned her counter, she found a small gift tucked behind a basket. It was a tiny clay bird, painted in bright reds and blues, with a note that read, "From Arjun and Meena, you gave us hope." Lila held the bird tightly, her heart swelling. Tears pricked her eyes as she realized her small act had touched so many lives. It wasn't just about the bread or the cookies. It was about the warmth, the trust, and the connection she'd created. From that day on, Layla's bakery became more than a place for food. It became a haven of hope. She started giving freely, cookies to children who couldn't pay, loaves to families in need, and even delivering baskets of bread to elderly neighbors. She taught young girls in the village how to bake, sharing her recipes with a smile. And with every act of kindness, her life grew richer, not in gold or silver, but in something far more precious: love, gratitude, and a community that felt like family. One evening, as the sun painted the sky in shades of orange, Leela stood outside her bakery, watching the village come alive. Children played by the river, farmers laughed as they shared stories, and old Kabir began another tale. Leela looked at the clay bird on her counter and smiled. She finally understood. Kindness wasn't about losing something. It was about starting a ripple that spread far and wide, returning to you in ways you could never imagine. Moral: a single act of kindness can change everything. When you give from your heart, the world gives back in ways that fill your life with joy, connection, and purpose. Let's learn some words from this story. Shimmering, shining with a soft, wavering light. Examples: the shimmering river sparkled under the moonlight. Her shimmering dress caught everyone's eye. Kneading, pressing, and folding dough to make it smooth. Examples: kneading the dough was her favorite part of baking. He watched his grandmother kneading bread with strong hands. Generosity, being kind and giving without expecting anything in return. Examples: her generosity made the village feel like home. His generosity with his time helped everyone around him. Pleading, asking for something with urgency or emotion. Examples: the pleading look in her eyes made him stop. He was pleading for help after the storm. Vibrant, full of energy and bright colors. Examples: the vibrant flowers bloomed in the garden. Her vibrant smile lit up the room. Tugged, pulled gently, often at the heart or emotions. Examples: the sad song tugged at her heartstrings. He tugged the rope to signal the start. Haven, a safe or peaceful place. Examples: the bakery became a haven for the villagers. Her home was a haven for stray animals. Swelling, growing bigger, often with emotion. Examples: her heart was swelling with pride as she watched her son. The swelling music filled the room with emotion. Crimson, a deep red color. Examples: the crimson sunset painted the sky. She wore a crimson scarf to the festival. Current, the flow of water or a stream of events. Examples: the river's current carried the leaves downstream. The current of gossip spread through the village. If you love this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Moral Echo Tales for more heartwarming tales that inspire and uplift. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a new story. Let's keep spreading kindness together.